All right, let's talk about finding your financial compass. I mean, if you've ever felt totally lost in that giant sea of money advice from blogs, apps, and news outlets, then you are definitely in the right place. Today, we're going to cut through all that noise and figure out which voice is right for your journey.
So, does this look familiar? That feeling of just being completely swamped by an endless tidal wave of financial tips, tricks, and you have to do this strategies. If it does, you're not alone. It's a super common feeling, and honestly, for good reason. The landscape out there is just huge, and it feels like everyone has a microphone, right? You've got bloggers sharing these amazing debt payoff stories, you've got slick apps that promise to automate your way to wealth, and market gurus trying to predict the next big thing. They're all competing for your attention, and maybe more importantly, for your trust.
But here's the real secret. The best advice? It's a myth. It doesn't exist. There's only the advice that's best for you. It has to match your goals, your personality, and exactly where you are in your life right now. So think of this as your own personal filter to help you find it.
Okay, first up, let's talk about finding your community. Personal finance blogs are so good for this because they're usually run by real people who are sharing their real stories. It's way less about abstract theories and much more about their actual lived experiences.
I love this quote because it just nails it. You know, so much financial advice is all about spreadsheets and what you can't do. Clever Girl Finance flips that completely. It starts from a totally different place, the idea that confidence is your single most important asset. It's not just about the numbers, it's about making you feel powerful and ready to take charge.
And the key here is the environment. It was founded by Bola Sokenbi, and it's designed to be this supportive, totally shame-free space specifically for women. It's built on encouragement, recognizing that how you learn about money is just as important as what you learn.
Now, let's switch gears to a totally different philosophy. Afford Anything, which is by Paula Pant, really challenges you to think bigger. And this quote gets right to the heart of it. Money isn't the end game. Freedom is.
So, if you're maybe less interested in line-item budgeting and more interested in building a life that gives you options and freedom, this is your tribe. Afford Anything pushes you to stop obsessing over cutting out small things and start focusing on the big wins, using your money as a tool to actually design the life you really want. It's a total mindset shift.
But hey, what if spreadsheets and hardcore strategies just aren't your thing? What if money feels a little messy, a little emotional? Well, that's where a blog like Mixed Up Money comes in.
And this is just so important. Alyssa Davies' blog gets that our feelings are all tangled up with our finances. It dives right into things like financial anxiety and emotional spending, but with a ton of humor and vulnerability. It just makes it a really safe, cozy space for anyone who finds that traditional advice a little bit intimidating.
Okay, so what if you don't have time to sit down and read long articles? You know, if your financial education needs to fit into your commute or your lunch break, then digital tools are going to be your absolute best friend.
I like to think of it this way. Podcasts are for passive learning. You can soak up big ideas and inspiring stories while you're driving or doing chores. Apps, on the other hand, are for active learning. They need you to interact with them, to track your spending, check on your goals, and build those really crucial daily habits.
So here are a few really popular options to get you started. UNAB and EveryDollar are both built on something called zero-based budgeting. It's a super powerful method where you give every single dollar a job before the month even begins. For something a little less intense, Rocket Money is an absolute lifesaver for hunting down and canceling those sneaky subscriptions you totally forgot about. And honestly, Credit Karma is a must-have for just keeping an eye on your credit score, which is a huge pillar of your financial health.
All right, on to our third category. If you're someone who really thrives on data, who loves following market trends, and you're kind of a news junkie, well, then you need sources that give you that big picture.
These are pretty much the titans of financial news. If you're planning for long-term goals like retirement, Kiplinger is a solid go-to. If you're trying to pick a new credit card or find a good bank, Money's best of lists are incredibly useful. And for that daily dose of what's moving the markets, the Wall Street Journal and Forbes give you that really deep analytical coverage.
But you know, finding the right resource is only one part of the puzzle. To really understand your financial compass, we have to look at the map itself. We need to talk about financial equity, because the hard truth is, not everyone starts their journey from the same place.
This definition from the National Endowment for Financial Education, this is our North Star.
Financial equity is all about creating a system where every single person has a real opportunity to thrive financially, no matter what their background is.
But we have such a long way to go. I mean, this number is just staggering. A study found that only 5% of low-income or predominantly underrepresented schools actually require personal finance classes. That creates a massive knowledge gap right from the very beginning.
And this gap in access is made even worse by a growing lack of trust. In 2023, trust in financial institutions dropped, and you can see here the sharpest declines were among Black and Hispanic adults. This really points to bigger systemic issues that education alone can't fix.
So here's the crucial takeaway. While financial education isn't some silver bullet that's going to fix all the systemic inequalities, it is an incredibly powerful and essential tool. It gives people the knowledge they need to navigate a really complex system, to spot when they're being exploited, and to build confidence.
Okay, we have covered a lot of ground. We've talked about finding your tribe, using the right tools, and understanding the big picture. But now comes the most important part, turning all of this information into action.
Please, don't try to do everything at once. This simple 3-step plan makes it so much more manageable. Just pick one thing, one blog, one app that sounded interesting. Spend 15 minutes, that's it. Just explore it. And then check in with yourself. Does this feel right for me? If it doesn't, no big deal. You can try another one next time.
And that brings us to the end. I'm just going to leave you with this one question to think about. It's not about overhauling your entire life overnight. It's about finding that one single small step that you can take right now.